Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ford Podcast. Apologize for the week delay for the last one that we had, but we're here now and we have a lot to talk about. You know, you got your host, myself, Tees, and Don Julio, and we have a lot to talk about. The Waste Management Open, Tiger Woods at the Live.
Are
Uh,
you really just going to skip over the Super Bowl right now?
yes, I am because you're a San Francisco 49er fan, and we're just going to not talk about that and slide that in undetected. But yeah, I mean, Waste Management Open. It's probably I don't know, up until this last tournament, it definitely was one of those ones that I'm sure almost every golf fan would want to attend at least once, just to see how
Yeah,
the atmosphere is. You know, get on
thousand
that
percent.
16th hole. You know, hang out, get some drinks, just literally people watch there on the 16th hole. It'd probably be so much fun. Just turn around and watch people walking around and
Did
just
you see
seeing.
the line? Did you see the line to the 16th hole? People had to like
I
walk
saw the
on the
line.
cir. Oh my god,
I
dude!
saw the line. I saw the fat dude sliding down the hill, drunk. I
There
saw the
was
two
they
guys
were they were
fighting.
doing they were putting dollar bills for people to like slide down and go get, and then they would just continue to add to the pot. But dude, like I get it. It's a fun. Um, it's a very like lively event. But if you're at golf, and I may be touching on something that's a much broader or a much wider conversation now, but I just feel like today's golfers is like you don't do that, dude. Like you don't go start sliding down wet hills on a golf course because look at what it did. You literally saw that fat guy in particular you're talking about. I'm not going to say fat. I'm not going to body shame him.
You
Just a
know
very
what it?
large
No, it's
guy.
not body shame.
Yeah,
You know, it is what it is.
but
We're
but
guys. We
dude,
don't care too much. But yeah,
bro, he slid down that thing and he had so much mud and dirt in his belt buckle.
I don't
He
understand what the
literally,
fun of that is, like at all. Like, dude, you have to walk around now. You're
but
in the middle
why?
of the golf course.
But why would you do that in the first place, knowing that you're ruining a tour level golf course?
Do you think he golfs? Do you
If he
legitimately think
does,
he
but if he
golfs?
does, I think he's the dude who takes 10 swings off the first tee, tops the
Breakfast
next
ball.
one, breakfast
Yep.
like
Yeah.
tops the next one, shanks the other, hits four balls without even caring that there's a group behind him and like not sticking with pace of play. I feel like he's the kind of guy who like gets upset, slams his putter on the
On the
green, doesn't
green.
fix
Yeah.
the divot. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like I and that's and that the whole entire environment, the whole entire kind of like new age golfer displayed that this weekend or this last weekend, in my opinion. Like as someone who I grew up understanding that golf is like it's a gentleman's game. Like you have to respect the course, just like in baseball. You got to respect the field. You got to take care of your
Mm-hmm.
zone,
Yeah.
right? It's like it explains why when you go play golf courses, bunkers are never raked.
Oh my
Like,
gosh. I
dude,
hit into a few of those today
people
where you're in their foot spot. You're like,
in their
what are we
footprint.
doing?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
meant. Yeah,
and
foot
this is
spot.
I kind of cutting the ramble short, but it's just like, dude, that's just embarrassing to see, and
Mm-hmm.
it's embarrassing to see that like people are like, oh yeah, like let's just keep going, like let's just keep going with it instead of being like, guys, this is a tour event. I will say, I thought the best part was someone haggling Zach Johnson, basically telling him like, you're the worst captain in Ryder Cup history. And he's like, who the fuck said that? Like, they're like,
I'm sick
sir,
of it.
I don't,
I'm sick of
don't
it.
you sir me, don't you sir me. I did get a good
uh,
chuckle out of that. But
but yeah, I
what do you
understood.
think?
Yeah, go for it. What do I think about
Go
what?
ahead. No, go
No,
for it. Go for it. Go
I
for
was
it.
just gonna say,
Say your
like, I
piece.
saw that part, and then I saw the Billy Horschel where he's like, "How are we supposed to play like white?" Like someone was yelling in the backswing. Like to me, that's where you draw the line. We're like, dude, okay, these people that I don't even know who that player was, and it probably wasn't someone that was making tons of money. And even for that, that means that that person needs it more than the bigger players. You know
Yep.
that are there, like a Scotty Scheffler, and that is their livelihood. And yeah, they're making good money, but nothing's guaranteed in the PGA Tour game.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you could be like that shot could have he could have hit it maybe 15, 20 yards one way, had a more difficult shot that he wasn't expecting, and it could, you know how one or two strokes changes everything. You could miss the cut
Oh
by
yeah.
a stroke or things like that. And when he was like, dude, come on, like getting pissed at and like yelling at the crowd while walking away, like, come on, guys, like that's where I totally understand, and I'm totally behind you in your thought process on kind of ruining the Waste Management Open. I think it's awesome with the 16th hole. I think it's awesome when they boo. I think it's awesome when they cheer and they make it on the green. I think it's awesome when they have a hole in one and they throw the alcohol on the course. Yeah, I don't think that should happen really anywhere else, but it is the Waste Management Open, and I mean that is basically Waste Management. You clean it up, so
company.
Exactly,
it's a garbage company.
It's perfect. So I feel like that's as far as it should go. Besides, of course, drinking and having fun and things like that. If someone wants them to get loud, that's one thing. But when you throw so much alcohol, the confidence of someone just is so much higher than it would be when they're not drinking. Just like anything else. Why this? Exactly. Liquid courage. They call it that for a reason. And you have people that are going to be doing things that they don't normally do. You're going to be, and it was
I think those people do. I think those people probably do it on a regular basis. In my opinion, they just want to see if they can get public.
Oh, of course, if they can go live, they can go viral. Yeah, right. I mean, but did you hear? I think, if I'm not mistaken, okay, was it Live at this last weekend, or was it Waste Management where they had like $35,000 seats right next to the tee box? Was it at 16 at Live, or was it at 16 at Waste Management?
I think that's at Waste Management. That's at Waste Management. I'm pretty sure.
Where it's like right next to the tee box. It's like a courtside seat basically. Your chair's right there, folded up chair, and it's like $35K, and I'm like, that's cool if someone else can pay for it, but otherwise it's just like, nah, I'm good. Like, there's no way I'm.
What do you think, dude? Okay. You think that's ridiculous? Think about at the Super Bowl how the suites were $2.5 million.
That's just stupid.
And all of those suites were filled.
That's all money talks to. You're in Vegas,
and just to kind of extend like how much money was in Vegas at that time. Over 600 private jets left Henderson.
I saw that clip where it showed them all leaving the. It was insane.
That just says like that's just crazy to me.
Well, back to the Waste Management. Do you know who won? That's what I thought. I figured. Like the whole thing was just about the alcohol that they're shutting. Like you said, they're shutting down selling alcohol at the tournament because of how insane and rowdy it got. Yeah. Right? Or that's the rumor you heard or something along those lines. Mm-hmm. And Nick Taylor won.
Nick Taylor, I did hear.
But I mean, like, you think about it, like, it wasn't something.
But
obviously,
who is Nick Taylor?
Well, yeah, exactly. But like, it was kind of crazy that like all this other stuff happened, and it was also kind of bad weather too for the Waste Management. It was cold. It wasn't really warm. It was rainy. Mm-hmm. You saw those big dudes that were sliding down the hill. I saw a couple dudes fighting. I saw that one guy just hammered, just hanging on somebody. Another guy holding a buddy out. Carried out. Yep. Yeah, he's getting carried out by his buddy.
And then I saw the guy who could he was like bent over at the side.
That's
and
the one.
He goes like down the hill and like slides before the river thing or whatever.
Oh,
there's a little water.
I don't know if it was this year, but sometimes clips come back from like, oh, remember what happened this year at the tournament? And there was this girl walking by, and there was like a slight slope, and she was walking straight the slope, and she was like, and just went down so fast, man. Oh my goodness, it looked like it hurt so bad. But anyway, so the Waste Management Open. So, go for it. Sorry, go for it.
Sorry, no, go ahead, continue.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
I was gonna say, what do you think moving forward from this tournament is going to happen? I heard rumors that they're no longer going to serve alcohol at this event.
You know what? I think they just need to be stricter on kicking people out. I think it's that easy.
But you can't be, because here's the thing: every single person who's there is a volunteer. Like
then you turn that into non-volunteers, because how much money do you think they made on alcohol alone in that tournament? A lot. You have the money. You have the PGA Tour. Have some people. Have a few guys at every hole. That's it's
$25 an hour per person.
Ooh, $25 an hour when they're making millions, and they have the deals they have. There's so much money in the PGA Tour, they can easily afford that. $25. I mean, how many people are actually going to do that for $25? That's like nothing nowadays,
Bro, that's an all day event. You got to talk about from getting there from sun up to sundown, making sure that everyone is off of the property, parking people, security, like all these different things.
I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying like a few guys on each hole that are actually paid, whether they're a law enforcement person, someone that's in law enforcement, or something like that is paid, that isn't. I'm not saying pay everybody, because if you're saying pay everybody, I get that.
Yeah.
That's a ton of money. But I'm saying just get a few people on every hole, whether a couple people, a couple guys next to the green, a couple guys next to the tee box, and then some of the tee boxes are next to the greens, and as long as they're
Yeah.
not alone, they can stop in some of the rowdiness. But I mean, I understand why they get rid of alcohol to an extent. Maybe no mixed drinks, maybe just beer or something that's lighter. That they need a lot more. Maybe just go with kombucha. They need like 50 of those to get hammered.
Yeah.
But something where they can't have liquor in it, because obviously the more of those you drink, the quicker you get drunk. And if it's an all-day
But how does
event,
that? But then how does that work? How does that work with like the sponsors, right? So that's the other thing. Like you got
bummer.
holes that have Casamigos. Like that's
You
what I'm
did. You
saying.
did have holes. No
The
more.
heart, Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's gonna be
I
a tough
just
one. I'm glad it's not my job.
Yeah, that's true. But going back to like your weather statement, what do you think of Wyndham Clark winning the AT&T with only 3 rounds played due to weather conditions?
Well, that was awesome because of Live and how hypocritical it is, because it also wasn't a cut event, right? There were no cuts, I think, in that
Hmm.
event either.
There's no cut
So
in
it
that
was
event.
elevated. There was no cuts. It was not 72, 54 holes. It was only like 70 players or 54 players or whatever. And the crazy thing that I did hear about it. So obviously I think it's obviously hypocritical with the world golf rankings, and he moved up, and then I think who's the Chilean guy? I'm blanking right now. Joaquin Neiman. He won that weekend, and he went down in rankings, and he probably had as good or a better field. But what I did hear, which is not related to the tournament specifically, but either DraftKings or FanDuel. I don't know which one it is, because I don't really bet too much with my own money. Really, I rarely bet with my own money. But I do the free ones. I do the free pools. You know what I mean?
You bet with your wife's money.
I almost won a few bucks in the Super Bowl till the last freaking drive.
Yeah.
But anyway, so apparently one of those, they offer future bets that are mid-round bets. So if it's like the third round, you can still bet who's going to win, right? And you just
Hmm.
basically wait to see, once that fourth round comes up, who's going to win, and you bet them on the slots that they're going to be in. So like if Ricky Fowler's like at 16th after the third round, you're like, you know what? I feel like he's going to get first. I'm going to bet him number 1. Who do you think is going to be number 2? Who do you think is going to be number 3? Apparently, a bunch of people found a little loophole and just put, oh, you know what? I don't think the tournament's going to continue. I'm just going to put the futures bet of exactly how it's going to be. And they canceled the final round. Therefore, they should have won and been paid out with their money.
Hmm.
But apparently, and I forget which one it is, whether it's DraftKings or FanDuel, they're like, yeah, sorry, we're going to have to back out of this. And apparently they're trying to get
They
sued.
just Yeah, it's a Robin Hood scheme, dude. It's exactly what happened with Robin Hood when they shut it down with the whole GameStop thing. Like you can't do
Mm-hmm.
that. That's you have to either give the person back exactly what they put in, or you pay whatever whatever
They
the
shouldn't
potential
even be
winnings.
able to give them back what they put in, because they don't want that. They want like it's not their fault. It's like a glitch in a video game, where if it's a glitch, 99 times out of 100, the video game will be like, oh, well, you reset it, we had to put it back, sorry. It's like, no, if you find something wrong and you find a loophole, that's on the company, that's on whoever it is that you're taking advantage of, that they weren't paying attention. This isn't like a mom and pop shop, that's making like, that's scrape and buy. This is a gambling $1 billion industry, $1 trillion industry. You're telling me that they can't shoe out a couple $1,000s for people that took advantage, and then now, okay, be like, cool, good for you, I hope you made your money there, but now we've changed it so that can't
Burn in
happen.
hell. Yeah, no. I mean, you got a point. Like, I don't know. I feel like with something like that, if the event is not played out, call it square, send back whatever it is, or dish out whatever winnings were made in on the bets that were played for the short
Yeah.
term. Like it has to be
Mm-hmm.
that way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird how you can just get away and just essentially just basically steal somebody's money, and then you have to take him to court, and it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a whole nother conversation, but yeah.
Right. Well, one other thing I want to talk about really quickly before we jump on to probably the Riv and the Genesis Open Invitational, was that same weekend of the Pebble Beach Pro Am. You had the Live tournament, I think in Mayakoba. You had John Rahm's first tournament, and apparently
Johnny.
he was getting a little irritated with the music that was in the background. He wasn't used to it. You know, he stepped off a few of his shots. You know, he was still
He was just
him.
like, turn it down. Yep.
Thank you. You know, and then you had Rom, Neiman, and Sergio Garcia. They were all in contention for the last, for the final, winning or whatever. And it ended up being Joaquin Neiman and Sergio Garcia. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. I don't even know where you can find it besides YouTube. But the cool thing is they went into a tie. And so they obviously go through a future hole, right? They go on the 18th hole, replay that until someone wins, right? And first time they tie. It's getting dark. Second hole, they redo it again, tie again. And I think it goes either to 3 or 4 holes. I think after the second hole, it was getting really, really dark and you could see it. But there was a massive scoreboard that was shining right over the green. And it literally was like, it literally looked like lights. If you looked at the view, you might have seen it on social media of just like the scoreboard and like all the fans around it. And it's just like, they were able to see the green. But they were like, okay, it's up to you. Like, do you guys want to play one more hole before the lights completely go out and it completely gets dark? Or do you want to do it tomorrow at 8 a.m.? And Sergio's like, what do you think? You want to do it? He's like, yeah, let's do it. It's like, okay. So they do it. They do the last hole and they don't even know where their tee shots go. They find them, obviously, because of other players. But it was just really cool to see how quickly they did it. Instead of letting the players walk all the way back, they took them from each hole with the golf cart, sprinted them all the way over there, took their tee shots, got it all out of the way. It was so quick. There weren't commercials. It was boom, boom, boom. And Joaquin Neiman actually won. And it was awesome. I think it was like his first live win. And I think that weekend he actually shot a 59. So, or 58, something like that. He was right around there. Shot 12 under. But it was just really cool to kind of see that atmosphere. Have you ever seen the movie The Legend of Bagger Vance with Will Smith?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that kind of setup.
Don't forget Matt Damon.
Well, everyone forgets Matt Damon. That's his forte in every movie. Saving Private Ryan, he was left. The Mars movie, he was left in Mars. He's always getting left in movies. But it was like the end. It was like the end of that movie where it's like getting night. It's the nighttime, and they bring all their cars up to like make you get bright lights or whatever. And it was just a really cool atmosphere for that tournament. And I thought it was really cool. And I think that was on Sunday when the tournament for Pebble Beach was canceled for that day because of the rain and the wind and everything like that. So there were a lot more eyes on this tournament that would normally be watching, PGA Tour golf. So did you see any of that?
I didn't. To be totally honest with you, I don't even know where I can watch live aside from CW, which I don't get.
CW, so, it's on YouTube. No, they have a live app. You just download the live app. You can watch it on live for free.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
That's where I was watching a lot of that. But I thought that was really cool, and a lot of more fans were able to see that. But now with the Genesis Invitational, Friday, day 2, as of now, Tiger Woods is out of the tournament. He was debuting his brand new Sunday red, hideous logo, in my opinion. It didn't look anything like, I was trying to look at it because like you see like all these logos, sometimes they have like words in it, they have letters, they have things that like hidden things, and I'm like, I can't find anything in this besides just a weird tiger logo.
It just looks like a skeleton. It just looks like a skeleton of a tiger, which is ultimately what's happening to his career. It's just slowly disappearing.
He's a shell of a man right now.
Yeah, it's just slowly disappearing, and it's sad to see. Like, it's sad to see. It's. I don't know. I mean, what does this mean for him? I mean, and again, we may be being super over dramatic. It's flu symptoms. He's not feeling well, but he fired out a solid 72 yesterday, just kind of battling back. The weekend before, I had a tournament in the rain. I shot a 66. Like, it's no big it's no big deal.
Not everyone's Julio freaking Ponce. All right.
Yeah. Just, hey, if Tiger can shank a ball, I can shank a ball.
I'm huge. He's human. But one thing that I thought was really cool, like they apparently, if you there's a photo that I saw, and you know how Scotty Scheffler's he's worn the Tiger Woods shoes or whatever, and they have like the TW on the bottom of the shoe. Apparently now his
Mhm.
shoes just have the Nike logo. They took out the TW on those same exact shoes. So I'm
Hmm.
sure now if you have those TW shoes, those are now a delicacy. You could probably get like 2, 3 times as much for those because they don't sell those anymore because they're taking away the
I'm not as
TW.
popular.
But dude,
Yeah,
it's such a better
I saw the Nike I
logo.
saw on the Nike app. I saw the Nike app like all the stuff is gone. I everything is gone. So yeah,
It's crazy because like he could have gone with Kirkland and had a better brand. I mean, Sunday Tiger, like or Sunday Red, like
Sunday
come
red.
on, man. Like, what? Like, I've come up with a better logo. I came up with a better logo. Like, it's
Yeah,
not that hard. Like the amount of times that people are like, why didn't he just do a fist pump? Like Phil Mickelson's, I think it's like the Masters when he's jumping up. That's his thing. Or LeBron, or
yeah.
what is it? Jordan. His iconic one. You could have easily had one where he did his fist pump, and that was 10 times better than the freaking Tiger logo that he had. Keep the TW. The TW is so iconic as well. It's such a great logo. It's so simple, but so like I don't know, majestic. I don't know what the term is. It's just like so well put.
It just fit. It just fits.
Yeah.
It's got its own identity. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't even think twice when you see TW. You don't.
Yeah.
You know exactly who that is. Now
Mm-hmm.
you're like a dead tiger. You're like, like you got
Are we? Is this the
you,
Bengals?
you
Like, what are we doing here?
yeah, yeah. You got a what's his name? Um, who's the guy from Live the ex golfer, the Shark. What's his name? Greg Norman,
Norman.
right? And
Norman.
he's got the shark on his logo, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
okay, but it's like Tiger. How do you move away from that? Like you could have like I don't even know. I mean, you could have done like a since you're
Updated it,
half
kind of a
Chinese,
thing.
since you're half Chinese, you could have done like like a tiger, like
Deer of
Chinese
the
like
Tiger.
tiger, like
Yeah,
rawr,
yeah.
rawr. I
Dude,
don't know.
speaking of Greg Norman, really quick, did you know that Charlie Hoffman was apparently rocking Greg Norman, the shark apparel, at the Waste Management Open? He had like a big,
Hmm,
shark
a
on the
big
back of
old
his neck. I
in the
thought that was
back. I
pretty
thought
funny.
I
Like,
saw that. I thought I
like
saw that.
it was like that's like what you get at freaking like TJ Maxx, bro. Like, did you forget your polo or something? Like, I know you're not sponsored by Greg, uh, or people are like, "Oh my gosh, is he going to live next? Oh my gosh, here we go."
I think
Uh,
at this point, I think everyone should go to live at this point. Like
might as well.
the PGA is just a shit show in my opinion. Like nothing's getting better. They're not really making any real efforts to try and to try and I guess innovate the fan experience. It's just more of just like, yeah, come on through. It's an we're the real gentleman sport. Like, come on through, spend 10 grand on I don't know, whatever. Like, just come and be with us. It's like, dude, you still have the same lineup. You're you know that fans are just tired of seeing them play the same exact tournaments, all the same places. Like, give it a challenge. Do something to where
Mm-hmm.
players actually have to like spend time to be there. They actually have
Mm-hmm.
to be, like they're not going to know what every hole's going to do. To where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me just pull my book out from last year. Okay, they got the pins
Mm-hmm.
about 5, 6 degrees. Five steps on, 6 degrees out to the right. Yeah, it should still be the same about right to left putt, anyways. Like I'll just throw it
Mm-hmm.
up there with a little bit less pace and see how it drops. Like, dude, come on, it
Yeah.
hasn't changed. Um, yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, even with the Riviera going on right now, I'm just kind of like,
But
yep, it's the same,
I mean,
you
the
know.
biggest thing that has happened so far on the rib is one, Tiger Woods withdrawing, and two, did you hear about Jordan
Will
Spieth?
Zalatoris. Oh,
No,
oh,
no.
no,
Jordan
no.
Spieth was disqualified for signing the wrong scorecard
Oh,
score. One of those stupid 21st century rules or 18th century rules that it's like, dude, we have it on every single screen. We have it on every app. We know exactly what it is. Just tell him what he scored. Like, why? I get like that's a different thing if you're playing, collegiate golf, or you're playing high school golf, and you
yeah,
sign
but
off
even
as the same
collegiate
one.
golf is televised.
No, I know that, but it's not all televised. I'm saying things that aren't constantly televised, not constantly having someone watch it, where you have to have more integrity, which I completely understand. There's still integrity on the PGA Tour in the sense of they're going to play the right scores, That's why I said in terms of playing the right scores. But like you're seriously going to withdraw somebody because they signed the wrong score. And if you were to just tell them, hey, you signed the wrong score, he'd be like, oh, my bad. Just give me one more stroke like I need and move on. And why can't we fix like that? But I didn't see
Hey,
this Will
look.
Zalatoris thing.
So Will Zalatoris won himself and his caddy a new car. He made a hole in one. It's pretty sweet. It was a really awesome shot. Just got over the bunker, kind of rolled on up and just dead center in the heart. Hits the pin and just whoop, goes
Dude,
in. He's like, oh,
literally this weekend, I was literally like, what happened to Will Zalatoris, dude? I have not heard of him. Like it's been so long.
he's had a I think he had like a back injury for a while.
He did last year. Remember, he was number 2, I think, in FedEx Cup standings, and then he
Yeah.
withdrew in the second round of the FedEx Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
And he had that back injury, dude. And I was like, what the heck? But yeah, freaking crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's unfortunate about Jordan, dude. I mean, again, you know, as much as like you and I being, weekend golfers or whatever, is like, yeah, we know the rules, but hey, you know what? Like, who's really going to keep us accountable for them?
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I think that's the one area where the PGA and the USGA they have to have some integrity on those, right? Like, hey, if you want to compete at the highest level, this is the rules you got to follow.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. It's unfortunate. Yes, it's extremely stupid. It's a bit frustrating for fans who are like, dude, what the heck? Like, how are you just going to let that pass? Or how are you going to penalize a guy like that? Especially a dude who's, he's one of the greats. Like, he's going to go down as one of the best golfers to play the game in this generation. But again, rules are rules, and you just got to kind of stick to it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I can't wait for the rule that to take place where someone is playing like it. What's at the Arnold Palmer
Bay Hill.
at Bay Hill, and someone hits a seagull, ball comes down on the ladies' tee or on the forward tees, and he's got to hit the ball out of the seagull. Like, I want to see that. I want to see the rules official be like, well,
I had hit the ball off of Bigfoot's foot. Okay.
Yeah,
You gotta...
I hit the ball off Frankenstein's fat foot. No, but I'm just saying, like, the official comes over and you just see the seagull like, and they're like, you got 2 minutes to hit the ball. Like, we got to keep pace of play. And the guy
right. Don't worry.
Get these people on the left some ponchos. This is about to be an explosion.
I got a head.
Exactly. You see some. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Never mind.
Okay. Oh man. But yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't happened or at least haven't heard of anything like that. With all the tournaments and pro tournaments out there with, Corn Ferry and all the other tournaments. Like, oh my gosh, did you see this video that this person, had blah, blah, blah? Like, the fact that really hasn't happened with how many golf shots there are and how instant everything is now with social media. Like, there's got to be a way. Like,
I don't think anyone's actually struck a bird in its weakest spot. Like, you got to think of the anatomy of the bird. It's all bones from like wings
just ask
to
Randy
like
Johnson,
chest cavity. Well, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, that's 100-mile-an-hour ball. Not saying a golf ball doesn't do it, but I don't know.
It's also a small ball, and they're moving, and it's got to be perfect, like you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to hit the one soft spot right in between the sternum and just. So, yeah, dude, I don't know, man, but hey, it is what it is, and again, I don't know, dude. This tournament just seems kind of like cool.
It's lost its luster, man. It's definitely lost its luster. So
I think a lot of the tournaments have just lost their.
No, I agree.
What was the word you use? Luster.
Yeah. Lost its luster. Yeah. So, did you check out the Ovada irons that I sent you the link of? Did you check those out?
I did. Those are pretty cool. Those are pretty neat. So and I already saw that they offer like one length on there too, and I was like,
it's Bryson DeChambeau. It's bright. So
I know.
So the pictures of the irons are there's this new golf brand called Ovada. Apparently, my buddy Brandon, who hooked us up today with a round, shout out to him. It means precision.
You mean You with the round. I didn't play. I was here.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. What did he say? He said, oh, it's Hebrew for precision. So if you look at the irons themselves, the word looks like it's in Hebrew, right? It doesn't look like it's an English language or anything like that. So my buddy Brandon, who's one of the pros over at Dragonfly Golf Course with Mike Shy, who's Bryson DeChambeau's old original golf course when he was a kid, he said, I'll show you the next time you're at Dragonfly. Apparently, him and Mike Shy have a small stake in this company, or in this business or this brand of golf clubs, golf irons, and wedges. And he said they currently have a set of Bryson's clubs at the golf course right now. And apparently, him and Mike built a set for Bryson a couple months ago. He liked these irons, that they literally made for Bryson, but he wanted something more specific. And for whatever reason, there was this English guy who's been training at the tent where they work, at the white tent where we met last time, for over 2 years. And he said he knew what Bryson was looking for. And he engineered this club. Like, he engineered one club, sent it to Bryson, to Dallas. Bryson hit it and loved it way more. And so because of that, he started this company named Avada, Hebrew for precision. I'm reading the text right now. And he said the irons are almost like blade style club, but feel like a cavity bag. Super narrow sole and small profile like a tour level head. They come off the face super clean. He's like, I hit him and instantly fell in love. He's building a brand new set for himself tomorrow with these Avada clubs. And the next time I'm out there, I'm going to try them out. Apparently they come with LA Golf shafts if you want them. They're not cheap, but they look sick. And I'm all for trying it. AVODA, Avada. Yeah, it's avadagolf.com is the website. So you can do the same length like Bryson DeChambeau does, or you can get him traditional style. But these irons look really, really cool. And
they look like a spin. They honestly look like a spin-off of like Miras, in my opinion.
Do they? I haven't seen those mirrors, but I wouldn't. I mean, like, it's so hard to be different with the iron now. Kirkland's getting sued for the P790s or whatever. Look.
Yeah.
And I mean, how many putters copied Scotty Cameron blade? Like, everyone. Or maybe it wasn't even Scotty Cameron that came out with that first blade looking, style. But it's kind of like a stare, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't put a patent on a stare. Like, everyone has their own version of a stare. It's basically the same thing. And I don't know. I just thought it was pretty cool because he just telling me about those, and I was like, oh yeah, the photos that they took for the Avada Golf, it's at Dragonfly right across the street from me, and I was like, oh, those are cool. And I'm like, oh, you're gonna get them, I know, with the Fat Man grips, right? With the Jumbo Max. So I'm like, I'd like to try yours with the Jumbo Max. And next time I go out there, he's going to let me try them out. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty cool because it's a brand new company. It's a brand new brand, and Bryson's going to be swinging them. And apparently he loves them. I think, honestly, he came out with a video recently where it's like, I can't really talk about them, but like, I'm really excited for these irons. And I think it might have been the one that he shot with Grant Horvat. Like, I can't really talk too much about it.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
But I'm really excited.
Yeah, I saw that video.
And these are these irons that he talked about, and it's just really cool to see someone at his caliber like playing with something that my buddy helped create and work with. But yeah, I mean, I was like,
no, man. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, I'm looking at them right now. I think I'm gonna order some. No, just
kidding. Yeah, right. Yeah, but on another point, I am starting a brand new series, like when you're not able to come out and I'm still, playing around, called, what is it? I don't even know what it is. Hold on.
Teed Solo Dolo.
Oh, no. Okay. Got it. Okay. It's called Under Par Challenge. So for me, my goal is to shoot under par from every single tee box at Dragonfly. I told you that I was going to start. Did I tell you that I was going to start from the orange tees? So I played a round today from the orange tees, 3,700 yards. 3,700 yards. Like, Par fours are 170 to 200 yards. Par fives are 300 to like 320. Par threes are anywhere from 110 or 65 to 110. Like it's like I think they're technically the kids' tees,
Yeah, the
and
junior tees.
yeah, and it was fun, but oh man, did I shoot myself in the foot a few times. I did break par. I'll spoil it with that, but I didn't shoot what I wanted to shoot. I had a few doubles that killed me. I lost my ball on number 9 and I couldn't find it. So I just played like a hazard to hit the wall again.
Yeah,
Um, and I saw where it landed in the video, but I couldn't see that video while I was golfing, to see where it actually landed. And oh man, I sent you the video, 55, 60 foot eagle putt
I saw
that
that.
drained. Oh my gosh, dude, double breaker. I had two eagles. Yeah, yeah. You don't know how I didn't know how to react. I was just like caught in the moment. I was like, wait, how should I do this? Um, I had I putted really well. Like if you watch that
Yeah,
video, I like no joke, not just like 5 to 10 yard putts or 10 foot putts, but ones that broke, that had some break on it. Gave myself a lot of chances. I had one chip shot. Oh my gosh, dude, that literally I thinned it. It it went up, hit the flag stick dead in the center, and knocked left a foot. And if it didn't hit the flag stick, that thing would have rolled 60 yards all the
yeah.
way down the tier of the green. But
I think
it's a cool
I
series
think
that'll
what
be
you're
a lot
gonna
of fun
I
with.
think what you're gonna realize, and this is something that I've been waiting to kind of like say, I guess to you when it comes to playing forward tees, being that you're like, dude, I just need to hit that club that's gonna ultimately kind of get me to the green, or you play it smarter to where you're like, okay, I know it's a super hard dog leg left. I'm not gonna go over the trees or whatever, right? You
Mm-hmm.
start to play with a little bit of confidence. And then when you're on the green, you're
Mm-hmm.
like, well, God forbid I three putt, but two willikers, I'm just going to give it the best roll that I possibly can. And that's something that you're going to end up seeing is like, you're going to roll the ball with more confidence because you're just like, I got strokes. Like, it's okay. If I
Mm-hmm.
don't hit the
True.
putt, I still got a birdie.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
your worst case scenario is I'm still one down. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's that is where a lot of people, in my opinion, when Bryson says, "Yeah, you'll go down and you'll shoot," you should shoot like 10 under or whatever, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Dude, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never done that." The
Mm-hmm.
reason is it changes your entire mindset. If
You're
you're hitting the
completely
ball
correct.
well,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you're hitting the ball well, you're getting yourself within a scoring position. Like I think the toughest thing for you in particular, which maybe might not, but just getting real cute with your wedges, right? If you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I got a
100%.
40-yard shot,
Mm-hmm.
I don't flub it, don't flub it. Like you're gonna learn, like, you know what? I'm gonna let the club do what it's gonna do. I'm gonna relax my hands, get soft with the paws,
Yeah.
hit it to my spot, and just let it do its thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so powerful because that's where you're like, I've had this shot before. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
solid within 50 yards.
Yeah.
And that's for me, my last few rounds, that's something that I did. Like I literally went to the range and I didn't even look at the other
Markers.
markers on the range.
Mm-hmm.
I literally was like, I'm staying between 130 to 24 yards,
Mm-hmm.
right? I want to hit 10 shots to 130 that are 6 feet, 6 feet past, 6 feet in front. Just let it see what it's doing since they have the
Mm-hmm.
top golf thing, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna hit
Right.
it, see what the reaction is, let it do its thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't touch my clubs for like 3 weeks. Uh, yeah, for 3 weeks after the Pebble Beach round, right?
Mm-hmm.
And um, I just had been rolling my putter. I go play the club, like at the club, and we have the tournament of champions, right? So it's literally the field versus everyone who had won a tournament last year.
Mm-hmm.
My handicap is still at a +1. So I was giving one back to the field. So I come out firing on the first on the front nine. I literally shot 6 under on the front. And then I realized what was going on and I
Oh, you
felt
got out of
myself
the
starting
zone. Yeah.
I started I
Playing more
started
more
feeling,
conservative, maybe.
dude, I almost had 7 birdies in a row.
Oh man.
Yeah, I almost had 7 birdies in a row, and the one that I missed was an impossible putt. Like I was just like, if I make this, this is like something special is just happening right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I kid you not, bro. It was about 60 feet on the top shelf. I had to die it at the hill, let it roll down,
Okay.
then stop to come back the other way.
Kind of like, what was
So
it, the John Rahm putt a few years ago, or like what's it, the DJ one where it like goes up the hill and like you have to wait and it comes back and you're
yeah,
just like,
I forgot about that one, but I was kind of thinking of the video where Jack Nicklaus walked up to that guy. He's like, "You want me to hit it for you?" And he just whacks it and
oh,
it
and he
goes in
just,
the
yeah, yeah,
100 feet. I
yeah.
kind of thought of it like that, where it was just like I walked it out. I checked every single side, which I never do. Like I never
Hmm.
do. So I was just like, I think I see the spot. And so finally, I kept my head down right to that spot. I hit it. I started going, and dude, I kid you not, if the side that it hit the hole on wasn't kind of like pushed down, I think it would have just fell in. But instead, it just kind of caught the lip and stayed on the lip, and then died on the edge.
Oh,
So then I just walked up,
what? Yeah.
tap, tap my birdie. We're on to we're on to 10, and that was where I was like, whoa, like, okay, what's going on here? And I get to 10, and I literally am just like, don't fucking go in the water. So I stepped off. I stepped off
Oh
my ball. I'm like,
gosh.
don't even think about the water. I was like, don't even think about the water. I was like, let's club down. Let's just take a 5 iron. You know that if you nut this, you're gonna have 130 in, no doubt, right? If you flub it and you end up over to the left, which is your typical miss with this club, you're probably gonna have about 150. Sure enough, I flub it, goes a little bit to the left. I'm outside the bunker, and it's in a nice fluffy lie. The one thing I told myself from the beginning of the round, because it was wet, I literally said, "We're playing the number. Like the ball's sticking, we're playing the number." So I'm exactly at like 152, choked out on my pitching wedge. Hit this pin. This shot did never left the pin. It hits about probably 4 feet in front of the pin, bites at the hole, spins back to about 8 feet just before the ridge. Dead straight putt. I left it in the heart. Just a little too soft. And I was like, shit. So
Dang.
then
Yeah.
I go over to 11, which is it's a hard dog leg. It's a not a hard, but it's a smooth dog leg left. I'm like, I haven't played a draw all day today, and I feel like this is the time that I need to do it.
Mm.
So I lined up very aggressively, like I'm like tree line all day, club face aimed middle of the fairway. I nuked this thing. I mean, I had it's like a 400 and it's like a 424 yard hole, 423 yard hole. I take it. I obviously cut it right because I go left side over the trees, and I'm like 60 yards out on a front pin,
Dang.
fluffy lie, and I'm like, and like my buddy is like, dude, clean up your ball, like preferred lie. He's like, it's wet out here. So I was like, okay, like sure. So I'm standing in water, have my buddy come over and check, or have our team, the team that we're playing against, come over and check. I'm like, hey, would you agree this is standing water? They're like, yeah. So I can move it, back to the fairway, out of the fairway, whichever. So I'm walking. Finally, I find myself middle of the fairway, and I'm like, this is perfect. Like, I'm just gonna place it here. So I did. I placed it, hit a great shot. I make a birdie. It was nice. I just hit it right past the pin at like 66 yards, spun back. I'm right there. Just tap it in, move it on to the big par five. Man, did the big par five freaking I had two. This was where I thought I blew the round, but I ended up saving par, make my first bogey from like 2 feet on the par three that I missed the green on. Um, it sucked. I was like, shit, get to the next hole. I duffed my 4 iron to where I'm 200 yards out on this par four across a ravine.
Ooh.
I take my five, choke down five, just perfectly place it, get a birdie. And I'm back to even, and I parred out the rest.
Dang, that's insane, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, like you're saying though, like the confidence that I did have while playing from such short tees was just like,
Hmm.
oh, okay, 200-yard par four. Okay, I pulled it, I shanked it. Okay, well, I'm still 40 yards in, you know,
Hmm.
with and I need it with this second shot. If I just get the ball in 3 shots, which is very doable, if I duff the chip, I'm 20 yards and I'm much more confident, as you see now, with my chipping around the greens to get it close to a tap in par, And I
Yeah.
had so much confidence. I had some shanks, dude, where I'm like, holy crap, I'm behind a tree. And then my second shot got me right next to the hole and I tapped it in. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, I can do that. I had some great saving putts. I had a did I have a 4 putt today? I had double bogeyed 12. It was insane. Like I thought I had a good club. I hit it well. It hit the green, rolled down. Pin was tucked to the right side, so I tried to chip it up, give myself a decent chip. Putted, pushed it, or hit it past the hole by like 6 or 7 feet. It was kind of like that hole one at freaking what was it? The golf course is not here anymore.
Oh, Fig
Uh,
Garden.
Fig Garden, where I just went whoop past the hole, whoop past the
Hmm.
hole, whoop. I couldn't find it for like 45 seconds. I just couldn't find my putter for whatever reason, and I double bogeyed, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But overall, like it was a fun experience. I'm going for the red tees next. Series will probably be dropping on Friday next week. My buddy Kyle that I played with, he played with me as well. He shot 8 under, and he did not play that well. But like he shot 6 under on the back, um, and he brought his drone. So we got some sick drone footage of the putts. He had one of them where you had the drone in front of you while we hit towards the drone. He said he like I missed his drone and I was like, okay, cool, I'm off the hook there, and he's like, yep, now it's me, and I'm like, hey, well, if someone's gonna kill the drone, at least I would want it to be mine if I owned it. Wouldn't want anyone
Yeah.
else breaking it. And his drone is like $2,000, like one of the like I got the Mini 3. He got like the daddy of mine. The thing is that it's massive, huge.
You should see Fabian's that he's selling on Facebook. It's like 10 grand. Yeah.
Jeez. But
Yeah.
like it was cool. And the thing that was really annoying of the whole round, like
All the
we
kids
can
were laughing at you.
well, no, I don't care. I don't know. No,
I'm just kidding.
we're surrounded. So the one other thing that happened was I expected to be playing around 10:10, 10:15. And so I'm like, hey, Brandon, we'll meet there at like 9:30. We'll meet Brandon out there. Well, Kyle will meet Brandon out there, and we'll get some range stuff in and then get ready to go and then go off around 10:15, 10:20. I get a call like at 9:15 saying from Brandon saying, "Hey, dude, you're up at 9:45. Just let you know, they're booked from here on out. Like the only time I can get you is 9:45. So you got to go out as soon as possible." I'm like, dude, I left. I got there like 9:39, and I had no chance for warm ups or anything. And I'm like, okay, I know we're playing close up, but like I still get like no range balls at all, nothing, just no practice putts, anything. Could it have been a little bit
But
different?
sometimes
Yeah,
those are the best. Yeah.
yeah, it could have been a little bit different, yeah, but it was still a fun round, fun experience. But it was so slow. One of those rounds, where like at Riverside, where you might feel a little anxious because there's always someone behind you, but at the same time, like there's nothing you can do with everyone in front of you. Like no matter what you do, you're just stuck right there. And we even heard one of the older. It was literally like a foursome of like old guys. It was like, oh, they're probably taking long because they're recording. And it's like, dude, okay, just think about this. We're always in the fairway because our tee boxes are in the fairway playing from the kids. And yeah, you might wait for us, but every shot we take, we're literally on the green. So you don't have to wait. You can literally hit your shot, drive up to it, and hit your second shot onto the green because we're gone by that time. There's nothing you got to wait for. And there's nothing we could do but wait for the people ahead of us. Every time we waited, it was because we have to wait for them to clear the green every single time. Par five, par four, par three, when you're playing so far up. And then we got one of those messages on our the screen saying, please don't fly your drone around people. And we're like, are you freaking kidding me? Who said that we're flying we got the drone out for like 4 holes. And I think it might have scared a dude one time on the 16th par 3, but it's like
He's
they
like,
were yeah, heart attack, right? But like they was literally walking off the green, and it's like it's a drone. Like, did they seriously call? So like Kyle was like, I can understand, the front desk or like the clubhouse getting a call. And they're like, yeah, we'll tell them about it, and then not saying anything, but like they seriously
yeah.
found out what cart we were and said that. And he's like, F that, dude. I'm flying my drone. I don't care. Like, what are they going to do?
He's
Kick
like,
us off? This is public
I'm
land.
wearing my white pants today. That thing almost made me shit my pants.
Yeah. How dare they? How dare they? But I totally recommend for anyone.
The one day I choose not to wear my Depends, and this is what they do.
The one day that I forget to bring my extra pair of boxers. Gosh dang it. But I definitely recommend to play from the short tees because, like you said, it gives you so much confidence. Like, it's something that you're like, you know what? I kind of, in a way, I felt like a tour player where they're like, hey, if I just hang on and par this hole, which I know I'm capable of doing, because for me, I'm just a lot closer. It's not the ability that I have like pros do. I can play, but hey, I can hang around and just wait for a good shot and then go low and then have that confidence, like you said, with the putt. If I 3-putt, cool, I par. But if I 2-putt, I'm birdie. And if I 1-putt, I'm eagling. And it was a lot of fun. And I can't wait to play from the Reds next and just move back. And I literally posted on TikTok today, like, this series might take a few years if I do complete it, because the chances of me actually shooting under par from the way back tees is probably never going to happen. But it'll be fun watching me try. But can't wait to have you back out to get another round in. It's been too long. But I think it's a good spot to wrap up. We talked a lot of golf today.
Yeah, man.
What do you think? Yeah?
Yeah, great. I think we're good.
It's about that time to hit the old dusty trail. So yeah. Thanks, guys, for watching. Again, we apologize for not having an episode last week. Family things kind of got in the way, work, family, all that fun stuff. But hopefully we'll be able to get back into the consistency with the tournaments coming up and things like that. But we always appreciate your guys' support. If you haven't checked us out on YouTube, definitely check us out. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers so we can get monetized and make pennies on the dollar for our videos. But in the meantime, don't forget to stay fly and go low, and we'll see you next time.